Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad.
Well, welcome home, family.
Welcome home, y'all.
It's your mom and dad. hello.
We said it. We passed the test.
Hello, Lee. Lee, guess what? Guess what happened a couple days ago?
What's up?
Okay, so you know how a few months ago we were talking with the family about everyone's icks and we were diving into the potential ick? I believe a few days ago, I unlocked one of Evan's icks by one of my actions.
It's official.
Oh, wow.
I think I unlocked an ick a little bit.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the worse it gets. So it's like best for me not to think about it. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, so this is what happened, everyone. I was, a few days ago, I was feeling the stress, the anxiety. Hopefully at some point we will get into why and share with the family at some point. It will be coming. But I was feeling the stress, the anxiety, all these things. And I have been to an escape room before. Evan took us once for my birthday with a bunch of friends and I had like the best time. And then recently I went with Ember to an escape room, just the two of us. So I didn't pay for Ember and I to just do the escape room alone, but we showed up. It was a typical school day, but she was out of school. So we showed up and there was no one else there. It was just us two. And when I tell you, it was the best time ever. It was like absolute magic. We had so much fun. And while I was in that escape room, obviously I was with my child. So I was having an amazing time. But I also, it like unlocked this part of my brain that was just purely in the moment. I wasn't thinking about anything on the outside. I was just there to solve a mystery with my child. You know, I was full detective mode. And so when I was feeling stress and anxiety the other day, Ember was in school. I should have been working, but instead I went alone to an escape room.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa is exactly right.
But I respect that. It's kind of like I've always wanted to go to karaoke, like one of those private rooms by myself, but I'm always like, oh, that's too weird.
Lee, you gotta do it.
I feel like it'd be really fun.
You gotta go to a karaoke room alone and just rip it. Just sing your heart out. I'm telling you. I went to this escape room. I looked at Evan and Evan was leaving for work and I'm like, I think I'm gonna go to an escape room alone. And Evan's face, it was like he saw a ghost.
There's no way that's actually happening. You know, first off.
He's like, she's just joking around. She's being playful. I was not.
Yeah.
I went alone to an escape room.
Yes.
And let me tell you, it was pure magic. I was out there. I was finding the bad guy.
Yeah.
I was solving a mystery. I did it in under an hour. And because it was a typical school day, no one else was there. So I was in the room all by myself.
Right. Thank God for that. I mean, that's the only slightly saving grace.
Do you think it would have been weirder if I would have joined a group by myself?
Yes. 1000%. It would have been like, yo, here's the issue. There's multiple levels here. So let me just break this down on why
it's an ick for you, because I found true freedom there, to be honest.
Well, it is a sign of someone who's going through something. That's for sure. This is not behavior of someone who's just like, life's great. This is like someone who's going through a lot of stress, so you start acting out. You know what I mean? People develop behaviors that, are not necessarily the most like savory, like people go through a lot of hard times. So here's kind of the issue. So it starts for me with Disneyland, right? Like, how there's kind of there's a debate on whether adults should go to Disneyland without kids, right?
That's your debate.
No, this is
no,
people
that
talk
is
about this.
Purely your debate. I will go to Disneyland every day if I could.
Sure. So there's a debate there where it's like, okay, should you go to a place like that without kids? If you do, like, you can kind of debate whether that's like weird or not, right? But it still is like one of the most magical places in the world. You have to pay money to get in. It's like it's a place people travel all over the world to go to. So like there's an argument to be made that even though it's made for children, like you as an adult could enjoy it and it's not super weird.
Unlock my inner child, baby.
It's debatable, right?
Okay.
It's also like you park there. It's magical. They own like half of Irvine or where, it's like a major ordeal, right?
Anaheim,
sorry. So there's that, right?
Uh-huh.
here's the issue with the escape room. There's actually many issues, but we'll get into each one. Number one is it is and I'm not trying to hate on you either, Lee, by saying the karaoke thing, but karaoke and escape rooms are the same in that, in my opinion, what makes them fun is the group activity.
Totally.
So the karaoke, you're singing at your friends. So it could either go, wow, Lee's such a great singer, or let's laugh at Lee because he's so bad, right? Like that's generally the two responses of karaoke, right? Yeah. We're having fun, and then you're laughing because you're so bad, or everyone's like, oh my God, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, but the reaction, and it's like doing stand-up comedy to nobody in a way.
Which
You know what I mean?
will do. Which
Right? It's
I
like the laughs
occasionally.
so
Or-
wild, like little mini solo stand-up rooms with a brick wall.
Exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
I've done it in my house alone before. I've tried my hand at a couple minutes.
No, that's you practicing an idea. So there's that, right? Where it's like doing that to nobody. And so the escape room is in like, what makes the escape room fun is that you're laughing with your friends. You know, someone doesn't understand what to do, and then you guys all get caught and you're screaming, or you guys do it really well. And then it's a very much a group activity. Okay. So first of all, doing that by yourself is like doing stand-up comedy by yourself. Okay. With no laughs. Number two is, it's in a mall usually.
Yeah, this
like,
one, yeah.
It's like the equivalent of a Halloween store. Like they just take over old dentist's office and random shit.
Yeah.
So it's not even like a destination. It's like you're just going. You're next to Chuck E. Cheese, and there's just like a random lot, and they threw some like dark walls up in an area, and it's right next to like where you get like where kids get like portraits taken. In like a mall. So the environment you're going into is not magical. You're literally in a mall. You park next to 24-hour fitness, and you walk into this place, and you walk in, and then you're sitting there, and there's like 14-year-olds who like run these places. Generally they're like
They're
high
young.
school jobs.
Sure.
They just sit there and they're like, oh, what's up? You want to go in there? So then you have to go through the process of saying, yeah, just me. So then
That was a little embarrassing.
yeah. So then they go, oh, just you? And you're like, yeah, just me. So then you go in. And you're doing the adventure by yourself, which is so now you're probably talking to yourself.
I was.
Right, which is totally fine. I talk to myself all the time. But here's really what took it over the edge to me. What took it over the edge to me was the fact that I remembered we did an escape room once, had a great time. But then I realized there's cameras in there. So
they give you clues sometimes.
So those same people are watching you by yourself do an escape room. Which makes it like so like if I had to walk in as that was happening, to collect my wife, like let's say you needed a ride, I'd be like, meet me outside. I cannot come in to get you, knowing that everyone has been watching you do an escape room by yourself. And then also, what if you get stuck and you don't, and then you got to look at the camera and go, any hints would be nice.
I did have to ask all the time.
Yeah, so you had to ask. So this is just peak embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Wait,
like this is peak. You know what this is? This is peak breakdown.
But listen. Is what gives you the ultimate ick, the idea of being like in that back room, watching the cameras, watching me try to wander around and figure out, why that one criminal, Billy Bob robbed the bank, and I'm trying to unlock. Is that why? Is that what gives you the ick? Is watching me on the camera?
It's the idea of other people watching you on the camera. You know what I mean?
So he's not a voyeur, understood.
I just feel like you're so ready for the reality TV debut, Jess.
I mean, honestly, maybe that's what I was practicing for. I was like, hey, everybody. Okay, so here.
It's the idea that like you're out there in a mall.
Okay.
Doing an escape room by yourself.
Yeah.
And 16-year-olds are just like watching you going like, is this person okay? Like why is she here by herself at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday in a mall escape room?
But I gotta say, that's what's so magical about this.
That's
It's
what I'm
like
saying.
to
Thank
be
you, Lee.
in the moment in a situation like this is unreal to me.
Unreal.
Like my anxiety brain could never. Like I'd be in there thinking about how everyone's watching me.
Yes.
What if I get stuck? What if like the dude up there like has like a heart attack or something, and I'm just like stuck in here.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
that's
Now see. Okay, now that's something I didn't think about. Now that's a new fear unlocked. But listen, here's the bottom line. You might look at it as an ick, my friend, but what I look at it as is through my stress, I have unlocked a new form of confidence that I am able to walk up to the counter. Now, walking up to the counter and seeing an empty escape room lobby area where there was no one. Reality did hit quick when I walked up to the front desk, and the wonderful woman behind the front desk was like, "Oh, so are you waiting for your group?" And I was like, "No, it's just gonna be me." And she looked distraught. She didn't know how to handle it. And she was like, "Oh, do you want to wait for like more people to maybe show up? Or I think we have a party booked a little bit later that has an extra spot." And I was like, "No, if it's open right now, I would like to do it alone." And she was like, okay, 1 second. And she went to the back and was gone for like 5 minutes. And I don't know what she was doing.
She was texting her friend saying, "Get over here. I have something better than TV."
I feel like part of her was just kind of like, am I safe right now? Like, is she like, what is she up to? What is going on? Is she going to rob the escape room? Like, why is she here alone?
Now, I will say this. It is better to go solo than if you were to join a group. People who don't know you. Like, there was 5 friends and it's a 6-person thing, and then you just slotted your way in. That is next level.
I was more concerned about that, not because I was worried about what the group was going to think of me. I was more concerned that I was like, I don't want these people to fucking slow me down. I got a mystery to solve, and I want to do this by myself. I want to be fully engaged in this moment. I want the stress to wipe away by fully solving this fake crime alone. Like, I want to be the only detective here, and I know the 5 of these other people are just going to slow me down. They're going to slow my roll, and I'm going to scare them because I'll probably be super aggressive because I'm in a, feeling a certain way. Now, the other part that was somewhat embarrassing, but you know what? I got over it, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it again. I'm going back. I'm trying to figure out if there's a local place where they have like a pass, like a yogurt card that I can, do a certain amount, because I don't want to pay for an alone room. That's way too expensive. I'm paying for a single pass here.
I think if you go at Wednesdays at 2 p.m., I think you'll be doing pretty good of not finding,
but
it's not really the hot
But the part that did feel embarrassing to me was after I beat the escape room.
Wow,
Huzzah.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In under an hour, when they open the door and like give you your award, and they're like, "Do you want to take a picture?" Because at the end of the escape room, you always take a photo, because you're like, I passed the time. And then there were 2 of them standing there, and they have the award thing, and they're like, "Would you like to take a photo?" And I was like, "No, that's okay, guys."
I was going to say, I'm actually devastated you didn't take a photo, because that photo would be incredible. And you should post that photo. I'm so devastated you didn't get a photo.
I'll do it next time.
Because that would have been an epic photo. It's just like me, myself, and I. You know what?
It made me feel great. I felt fantastic.
Good.
I recommend it to everyone who wants to do it. I say you do the solo karaoke, you do the solo escape room, you do solo Disneyland. It's wonderful, okay? And it really helps your brain. It puts your brain at ease. I was able to solve that mystery. I felt great. I put my phone away for an hour. It was just, and then when I came back and I had some missed business calls, I got to tell people like, "Hey, sorry, I was in the middle of doing an escape room alone."
And they're like, "Oh, you're hilarious." Anyway, like, that's a good bit. Here's the thing: I am jealous and also very proud of your freedom in that moment.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm very like, wow, what a free moment. You're not letting society tell you what is okay, what is embarrassing. So I am jealous of your ability to reject social norms in that way.
Thank you.
Now, I do believe society has rules to keep us together, and I do feel like it's right on the edge of like too much of that behavior, and we start breaking down as a society. Embarrassment sometimes is good. And it is, you know what I mean? And does direct us towards good paths. So I'm not saying don't do the escape room again. I'm just saying maybe don't go too far into the freedom. Like, freedom with some boundaries is a good mix.
Okay, hey, watch me. Hey, watch me.
You know what I'm saying?
Watch me soar, baby.
Right.
You don't even know.
Stand-up comedy to nobody is too far. Karaoke and
guess what's next?
Escape rooms are right on the edge.
Guess what idea you just gave me next? And you know who's going to have to listen to that stand-up comedy? Who's going to have to sit and watch my stand-up comedy? You. all
I
alone.
will be out of town for that.
All alone in a room. I will be doing my hot tight 5 for you.
That's another thing too. If someone says, there's a couple things. Hey, will you listen to my song and I'm going to perform it for you? Can I show you my stand-up comedy idea? These are all like, you're putting the other person who's going to be the victim of this, like out of, you know what I mean? Like, it's very like, I think it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you really need to like check yourself before you do that. Not you, I'm just saying anyone, before you perform that song, before you try that comedy stand-up routine, before you do that thing, really ask yourself, like, would I want to be on the other end of this?
Yeah.
And so if your answer is yes, do it. But make sure that you ask that question.
Well, listen up. You know what? I have struggled my entire life with people pleasing and being worried about other people think and being a doormat. So you know what? You know what now calls for? I'm throwing it all out the window and I'm going rogue.
You know
okay?
what?
And you know
we
what?
Clap for it.
And you know what? You are going to be having to deal with a lot, my friend. There's going to be a lot that you're going to have to process. So prepare yourself.
Now, would you be icked out if I went to an escape room alone?
Sure, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew that was the answer. And I knew that's bullshit. And I knew for a fact this is a one-way train. I would get shamed for being icked by it, but I knew if I did it, I would absolutely you'd be icked out about it. So this is a double standard bullshit.
I would have a little moment of the ick, but then what I would do is probably like, I would get you like a monocle. I would get you like a detective's cape, like a Sherlock Holmes. I would just start razzing you a little bit.
Okay, good. But yeah, you don't get it twisted. You would get icked out if because you picture me in there and like the video watching me and be like, God, dang, lock won't come undone. I wonder if detective whatever will help us. And you have to press a button where he goes, fine, you're way out. I'm like, gosh, what was he trying to tell me? Like, the more you thought about it, the more ick would increase.
Well, you know what? I will tell you this. I have had a few thoughts in the past few days that I'm like, family, if you happen to see some sort of video going viral on TikTok of someone who works at an escape room filming someone who's alone in an escape room, that might be me. You know what I mean? Wandering around.
If you have the footage, if you're out there and you ran that one, please leak the footage. Side note.
I'm sure it's somewhere. There's no way. From the reaction that I got from the lovely people who are working there.
It's on a website somewhere.
It's on a website somewhere. They did not know what to do.
It's on escaperoomnerds.com.
Oh my God, I would love to join that society.
Real quick, before we move on, this made me think of one random question because I was traveling this last week, and I had this thought where I was in my hotel and I thought to myself, and it has to do with kind of social awkwardness. Yeah, I thought to myself, you know what sounds really good is a jacuzzi. Like, that sounds good. Yeah. And I could see the jacuzzi from my room like slightly, so I thought, I'm gonna look and see if anyone's in the jacuzzi. And I looked, and there was 3 people in the jacuzzi, and I just immediately said, I'm not feeling it. Do you guys are in that situation? Do you go down and sit in the jacuzzi? Because there is that awkward walk where they see you coming.
Like, is this guy coming in?
Is he actually coming in here? You know what I mean? We've all been there where like you're at the jacuzzi,
or like you're there with your friends or a partner,
and you see the person coming, you're like, no, they're not. Oh shit, they're coming. Because then whatever conversation you were having, the dynamic completely shifts.
I will say the jacuzzi because it is a tight space. You could be having some like intimate conversations or a romantic moment, and then all of a sudden there's just someone whose face is in between.
And then they just sit down and they're just like right there, and now you're forced to either brutally ignore them.
Yeah, which is so not nice.
Right? And you're not going to really be on your phone in the jacuzzi either, too, because you're like, it's generally, this is the move, right? It's on the edge, and you kind of do one of these.
Yeah.
And then you kind of set it back down, and then you go like this.
Yeah, because you're all facing each other.
You're all facing each other, and you don't want to be on your phone because it's water. So you kind of put it to the side, you check something, put it down, and then you kind of sink back down and go like, ooh, it's nice in here. And then you're looking at them, and they're looking, and they're
in your
like,
board shorts, you're just like,
yeah. You kind of go like this. So like, do you get in? Like, what's the amount of people that's appropriate to get in? If it's not a massive jacuzzi, like a normal kind of small jacuzzi.
I'm gonna say this. Old me, Old Jess.
Oh, here we go. I won't let anyone decide my happiness. I don't care if there's 30 people. I'm getting in and I'm sharing the warm water with the world.
Old Jess doesn't ever leave her hotel room.
Okay.
When I'm traveling solo, you best believe, like, I order everything to my room. I'm not wandering around at all.
Hermit vibes.
Full hermit vibes. I feel odd and I'm just in the hotel room. New Jess, not only do I go down to the jacuzzi, I'm getting a blow up floaty, like a ring, and I'm taking it into the jacuzzi.
Okay.
And if
So your worst nightmare vibes.
and if my feet are in your face, if I'm floating around, you are more than welcome to get up and leave.
That's a very escape room vibe to be a floaty in the jacuzzi. It's like someone is going through a lot. That's a someone's going through something.
And you know
move.
what? And I hope that the people around me recognize.
Okay.
You know,
Wow.
and it's, if you want to get up, then you get up. But honestly, if you're solo, I don't know. I think you can get. I'm less weirded out getting in a jacuzzi solo if it's crowded. Versus if there are two people in
like
there.
If there's two groups and there's like two conversations going.
Exactly.
I'll just like hop in.
Hop in, because then you're just solo. They're doing their own thing. If there are two people in there having a private discussion, I'm not going to get in. Because I feel like
No,
I'm fully eavesdropping on them, and they're
Right.
like, we're all aware that I'm listening to their conversation as hard as I'm trying not to.
I'm saying a single group, but the size varies. So yes, you are correct. If there are two groups, that means that the awkwardness has already been broken by the second group that got in. So now third person, it's not too big of a deal. I'm talking about a singular group. Could be 5 people, could be 2. Either way, they're all talking together. You're the person that comes in and shifts the energy. Is there a number, or does it not matter actually? It's just...
I think if it's more than 2 people, you're good.
So
I would say 4 preferably.
preferably.
Preferably, because again, a bigger group, I'm more comfortable.
Got it.
3, it's still it's teetering on the fence.
Got
But
it.
2, you can't.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I am going to.
Yeah, exactly.
I am going
I'm
to.
coming down.
Yeah, I feel like if it's a group, I'm gonna walk by, realize it's a group, and then just like kind of pretend I wasn't trying to get into the hot tub and just move on.
You just walk down with your slippers, no shirt on, towel over the shoulder, do a loop, and then leave.
Like I'm just gonna go in the pool.
And just say something like, "Oh, nice pool," and then just walk back, and then everyone knows.
I've
like,
probably done that.
yeah.
You just walk by and just be like, oh, very nice shape. I'm an architect. I'm just gather. I'm a real estate agent. I'm just gathering information.
Yeah. The best move is just to full embrace and then like do a cannonball into the pool by yourself while they're in the jacuzzi and be like, "This guy
See,
is
that's what
having
I'm
a good time."
talking about.
Yeah.
See, we're just out here enjoying life. Life can be tough. We're just out here enjoying it.
Isn't that interesting? It's very interesting. Anyway, that was my little survey. I wanted to know kind of, because I just felt it. I felt like, oh, the jacuzzi sounds good, but there's 3 people down there. I know if they seem like they all know each other. I'm going to go down there and they're going to look right at me. And like one of us is forced to go, so what are you guys up to? You know what I mean? Like, or else it's awkward. Or you know what's good? You know what you could do is you could put the AirPod in, act like you're talking to someone, walk in and kind of be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, so I don't think, and then you kind of...
Oh, I love a fake phone call in awkward
That's
situations.
a way to kind of be like, "Hey, don't worry about me."
Always a fake phone call when you're like, oh, I'm trying to feel out what the vibe is. Just fake
Yeah.
chatting on the phone.
Anyway.
Now my opinion is I'd be like, you get in there, babe. I'd be encouraging you. And you know what? It wouldn't give me the ick. I'd be like, you
You
get
might
on
get a
in
little
there.
ick if you look down and saw me kind of like awkward in the corner and they're kind of talking. I think you might get the ick a little bit.
If you're acting awkward, then the ick. But if you're like you're sprawling out, I'd be like, hell yeah, he's out here. He's fully enjoying.
Oh, you want to get into this?
Yeah, you know what? I think now we've discussed, where we're at. I
Really
think it's
pressing
time,
terms.
really pressing information. I think it is time for us to discuss why we are truly here, which is to go over the announced cast of this year's Bachelor in Paradise. Obviously, we all know how Bachelor in Paradise goes, and we're going to be getting new people coming in and out throughout the season.
Yeah.
And we've actually seen more people in the previews, but ABC released the official cast list, the first people on the sand.
So we just wanted to chat through these familiar faces.
We wanted to go through these familiar faces. We wanted to talk to about, our predictions about behavior on the beach.
Yes.
Who might fall in love? Who might be a villain? I want to start making predictions and placing some bets here.
Yes.
So I want to dive into it.
I love it. Let's get into it.
Okay, before we get into the specific individuals who will be on the beach this season, I do want to address our host. Jesse Palmer, he's back again. He will be hosting on the beach. Now, very curious to know how much we'll actually see JP.
I mean, he works 1 hour a month. I mean, he's going to walk in. He probably won't even do the thing when people walk on the beach and he goes, "Hey guys, welcome." He'll probably be gone. He'll probably pick someone else to do that job. Whoever his agent is incredible. This guy has negotiated an ability to work 1 hour every season.
I have
It's
a feeling,
truly incredible.
I don't know what it is, but I just have this feeling in my bones that we're going to see him a lot this season. There's something about JP, whatever dial they put up on the AI, is I feel like JP wants to be seen on the beach this season. There's something about his energy that I feel like he is here, he is present. During the Men Tell All, after the final rose, when he was discussing Bachelor in Paradise, I felt like he was excited. I feel like he's involved.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
Here's my issue. I like JP as a person. Like, he seems like a great guy. He's really solid at his job. My biggest problem with JP is that he never digs down into the issues. He's always like, "How you doing?" And they're like, "I'm working through this." He goes, "I think you're going to do great." And it's like, I don't think we needed that. We needed you to ask some tough questions, to kind of dig in, to kind of show us a side of them, and then you're kind of dadding them like Mark Wahlberg does. He goes in, he digs in, and then he gets people to like expose parts about them. He just walks up and goes, "Man, I would imagine that's tough." Anyway, bye. And it's kind of like, at what point do we even need this? Like, it's just... Anyway, I love the guy. I just really wish he would work on like digging in. I feel like he cares more about being liked than he does about like, finding out what's going on. But you know what?
The poor people on the beach on the show, they need someone who's just going to be like, "Hey, he's a nice guy and he's around." They need that. Okay. Well, okay. So this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm committing to this. Okay. The season starts officially on September 28th. So that's what, in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. I have committed. I've been getting, since JP came out and exposed his love and his fantasies about Bigfoot, I receive numerous DMs that are, reels of people looking for Bigfoot, potential videos of Bigfoot, and people now send these to me, okay? And they go, "Look, it's Jesse Palmer." And so what I'm going to do, and I'm committing to this right now, is starting today, when this is released on Wednesday, until September 28th, every day, I'm going to DM Jesse Palmer a new Bigfoot video or photo, okay? I'm just going to slide into his DMs once a day with a little Bigfoot treat.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know if he's going to love it, if he's going to be freaked out. I mean, I feel like he'll be like, "I found a friend for life in this woman. Like, she shares my passion for Bigfoot."
He DMs me and goes, "Hey man, just so you know, your wife's hitting on me." He's like, "You know that this is the way to my heart." And he's like, "My wife won't even entertain this, so you know that this is, very hot for me. The fact that she's doing this.
It
so
needs to stop.
Just so you know, to protect both our marriages, she's doing this." That would be epic.
But I'm going to send a reel or a photo or something to him every single day, okay, with no context. I will not be sending any sort of text with it. I will just
videos.
DM the video or the photo, okay, until September 28th. That will be the last day. Now, if the family would like to join me in this pursuit, I welcome the crew of people sending JP a new Bigfoot video every single day. I think he'll love it. You know what I mean?
I think so too. Let's get us on his radar. So, and I think that's a great way to do that.
Just by sending those videos every single
Yes.
day. Okay. Let us know if you're going to be doing it as well. Also, please, if you find any good Bigfoot content, please continue to send it to me, because I'm going to need to know for 2 weeks what to send JP.
Send her material.
Please.
So like, if you have any good videos, send them along.
Send them along, and feel free to send them to him as well. But again, only once a day.
Yeah.
We want to keep this steady. We don't want to just flood randomly one day with like 50.
Right.
Once a day from all of us. Okay.
I love that.
Let this man continue on with the fantasy. Let him know that we are all here supporting him and his dreams and his ventures and all of these things, because for a fact he wants to be on the sand right now in his Bigfoot costume.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a moment of it. I just know it in my spirit. Or at least he's going to have tried with the producers and they will have shut him down.
Yeah, it's their worst nightmare. They're like, please stop bringing this up.
But he's going to try.
Yes. I love it. Let's do it. I want to see what he says.
Will you do it too?
No, I won't do it. But I think it's too weird coming from me. I think it's better coming from you. You know what I mean? You have a sweeter disposition. He'll just be like, "Why is this guy doing this?" You know what I mean?
Threat?
Is this a threat? Yeah. Is he trying to come for my like Bigfoot crown? Like, is there? But I think from you, there's
he's gonna feel
I mean?
maybe a little bit of competition. Like
Exactly.
you're out there in the field looking for Bigfoot, and he's
Am
like,
I going to find it first?
"Oh, okay, got
You know
it,
what I mean?
got it, got it,
You got to make him feel strong and powerful.
Got
at
it.
the top of the Bigfoot mountain. Yeah. So I don't want to threaten that. I don't want to create like an alpha off with him.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
Also, we are going to be joined by Wells again this season as the bartender. And listen, Wells, sorry, don't mean to be trying to not get you rehired next year, but I'm going to be honest with you. I wish that it was Jesse Palmer too.
I like Wells. He brings kind of like he brings kind of a loose energy. He doesn't seem to take it too seriously. I like that. I
want Jesse Palmer for every role on the beach.
But he doesn't. No.
Yes.
No, because he doesn't dig down. He would just walk up and he'd be like, people would be crying and they'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he'd be like, wow, that sounds really tough for you. Anyway, here's a drink and I'm going to take another break.
I say we get Jesse Palmer in every role on the sand.
Oh, wow.
Jesse Palmer, he is the host. He is the bartender.
But that's not a part of his deal. He's like, that's way too much work.
I want 15 Jesse Palmers. And if Jesse Palmer is AI, they can create 15 of him. He can be at the pool. He can be in the rooms if they need him. I want to see Jesse Palmer as cameraman, producer, bartender. I want 100 JPs.
Couldn't disagree more. I love you, but he's just solid, but he doesn't bring the drama. And I feel like Wells brings a little bit more teasing, All
right, well, what about this, sir? If you have a problem with 15 Jesse Palmers, what if we cut Wells and we make Zach Shallcross the new bartender?
I'm super down with that. It would just be a business recruitment thing for sure. As it always is with him. It would just be about money and getting, I don't know. I think we need, in the bar situation, you need someone who's just kind of a good time.
Okay.
And I think that, I think Zach, what his problem is that he takes life too seriously.
Okay.
And so he'd always just bring it back to Sean and their relationship, and he'd bring it back to like how close he is with Sean, and like they're like, why are you talking about Sean? We don't care about him. And he's like, because we are basically business partners, and like, you've never started a business with him. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would just be like, let go of Sean already.
Okay. Okay. Well, what about this new idea? We have Wells as at the bar per usual, since that is what you would prefer. Okay, we keep Wells at the bar. We have a new role where Zach Shallcross shows up, and he's kind of the guy that wanders around and is bringing up, like, he works for the hotel and offers timeshares.
I like that. So they have to sit in the 2-hour video.
Yeah, everyone knows what I'm talking about, right? When you're at a hotel and they're like, well, if you purchase this and you can join the timeshare, and then you have to do that 2-hour sit to get maybe like $100 at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like the free little like dinghy boat ride.
Yeah.
You have to sit through that. I say Zach Shallcross, he's in a suit wandering around the pool area the entire time with his paper and signing people up and offering timeshare concepts.
I love the idea. I think that a couple of these people would sign up 100%.
I feel like Braden would be like, absolutely, my guy, I'm in. Let's do this together.
Braden would be in, Sean would be in, and then he'd have to report to his dad that he paid for a timeshare, and his dad would be pissed. And then he'd have to like admit to his rich dad that like he invested wrong again, and then it's like another disappointing thing for his dad. And so it'd be a whole drama. He's like, I thought I was investing in our future. And he's like, no, you just bought some bullshit and now we have to pay for this. And another reason why I can't hand you the company, you know, like that kind of thing. So I like it.
I think that it's a great idea. I think we're just adding new potential spice to the situation.
I like that a lot.
I'm just workshopping.
I love the workshop.
Here.
Yeah, we should work with
Thank
these
you.
producers on this.
I mean, I've tried. You know, they shut
need
me
help.
down. They shut me down.
Their ideas are being recycled. A lot.
I'm wondering. I haven't seen it in the previews, but I'm wondering if they're going to try Split Week again.
Oh yeah.
This season, because last season they stole the whole Casa Amor concept from Love Island and they did quote unquote Split Week.
Yeah.
And that just failed miserably. There was barely any drama. It just was like a weird episode and a half. It didn't work out for anyone. So I don't think they're going to do it again, but I'm hoping that they do throw in some new things from the previews and the commercials. There is a moment where Wells offers, I don't know, like it's like the box of truth or the chest of truth. And it looks like they are going to have another type of Love Island-y moment where, you know, during Love Island, sometimes they have to do like everyone has to answer really tough questions or they have to hear opinions from the outside, all of this. It looks like they're going to have maybe some of that.
I like that.
Which I want.
Yes.
Because in Love Island, one of my most favorite things is when they have to answer those like burning questions or like kiss the islander that, you know, you're most into aside from your current partner. And it always brings so much drama.
That stuff's great because the difference between like Bachelor and Bachelorette is that those two are about love and finding your person. This is about torture. You know what I mean? Like this is about, let me mess with you. Let me play with you. Let's put your relationship on the rocks. Let's introduce someone that we know could make you question everything. And that's what makes Bachelor in Paradise so fun, is that they're warmed up for it.
Now, I will tell you, was it last season? Or the past 2 seasons of Bachelor in Paradise, so many babies, weddings.
It is shocking.
Long-term relationships have come from it.
It's far more successful than the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It makes sense. It makes sense. But I like it too so much because it gives me anxiety. Like it makes you feel like, oh, that would be tough if you were with someone for a long time and then last minute someone comes on and rocks the boat and you're watching that other person look at the other person. Like that is woof.
It's tough. It's tough.
All right.
Well, our first member who is going to be joining us is Brayden.
I mean, that's the shoe-in of the century.
That was the shoe-in. Now, listen, we all know Brayden from the most recent season, The Bachelor with Charity, and I am convinced after seeing the Men Tell All that they are going to be giving him an arc. He went from villain role. I think they're going to push him being a fan favorite this season. 1000%.
Is he like 24?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you're 24 on Bachelor in Paradise because I truly do think that like it's just recreating like your last Cabo trip for spring break.
He's just,
you know what I
like,
mean?
this is so familiar. I did this a month ago with my buds.
Let me make out with 4 girls. Let me get wasted, get into a fight. Like it's just, that's where he lives. Like that's where I really do believe that the young contestants are so much like built for this compared to the ones in their 30s. You could bounce back because you just did this 3 weeks ago in Cabo with your friends.
Yeah.
The 35-year-old is like he's already done this a bunch. They're trying to find the person. Those are always the people that you see like melt down.
Also, like us in our 30s, if I was there, I'm out here, I'm like, I can't be, y'all are like drinking every
Energy's
day.
through the roof.
It's party central every single day. We're up till the late hours. It's hot. There's no AC in our rooms. It's like bunk bed situation. Like I need some sleep.
Yeah.
I need an Advil. Like I cannot keep up.
Yeah.
And those in their like mid early 20s, they're just like, this is just another day. Let's go. Let's rally.
I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
So I just think that like Brayden he's built for this.
Yeah, I
he's
agree.
He's crazy. He's fun. It's all about him. He's going to be looking at the camera like Jim from The Office, constantly going, am I right? You know, I'm like, he loves this. He loves the attention of it. He loves the up and down. Like, this is like the show. You just, the whole time we were watching him on the show, we were just like, okay, just wait for BIP.
100%.
Because this is where he lives.
Now, I believe Brayden is going to be the individual on the beach who 12 women think he's in love with them.
Yeah.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced that Brayden will be that person this will be the Brayden zone where at least 3 women, I'll say that, at least 3 women believe that Brayden is going to be head over heels in love with them, and there's going to be drama because the women will at some point realize, like, wait, he's in love with you? Wait, he's in love with me. Wait, he's in love with you? It's going to be one of those moments.
I think there's one woman who absolutely is his match. I don't mean matches in like love. I mean, he's going to meet his match. His match is on the beach, and I think she has the capability to absolutely break his heart. Make him feel, forget all the other girls, make him feel enveloped in her, and then she'll ditch his ass like when some new guy comes on.
Okay.
That's
Are you
my
going to get to
prediction.
her?
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to just tell you?
Yeah.
I think it's Kat.
Oh, Kat Izzo.
I think Kat Izzo is the one that could absolutely get him to kind of like forget about all the other girls, burn bridges with all the other girls, where like now he has to go back to one of them as like, hey, actually I did like you, after she strung him along and then the last minute goes with some new guy that came in on the beach.
Okay, well, we did see them making out, so we know that something's going to happen with them.
Right, but it's just, I see that all day. I see him coming in, being a heartthrob, him saying no to all the girls, picking the one girl that he feels like danger around, and then she'll ditch his ass, and then he'll be left like, oh shit, I didn't know this was going to happen to me.
Okay,
That's my vibe.
interesting. Now, I will say on After the Final Rose, the way that they were all set up is that they had Brayden and Rachel next to each other and made it seem like they have a moment at some point together.
No way, though. I don't see that at all.
But then they had Kat and Brooklyn sitting separately.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is there tension that they're not all sitting together?
Yeah.
Is it because what you're saying is true and there's going to be some problems and some drama?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think if that happens that the audience is going to be like team someone versus someone else? Or do you think it's just going to be kind of a...
I don't know. It depends on who's friends with who. I mean, I think all the guys like Brayden did have a lot of people not like him. But this is Brayden's world. I feel like he's gonna be friendly with everybody because he's like on the beach having a good time and that's the energy. But no, I don't know about the teams. I just honestly do feel like she will intoxicate him, and because she's a little more dangerous and she's not going to be giving him everything he wants, he's going to go head over heels and then she's going to ditch him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think whatever happens, my other guess about Brayden is that because he was such a big role on Charity Season and did have a lot of people talking, I think that Brayden is kind of going to have free reign on the beach.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be one of the characters that the producers are kind of going to let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I think he'll get the special drinks. He'll get all the special dates. I think.
Oh, he's gonna be the star. No
I think that they're also going to have it be like, where they've had, it was with Natasha before, where they gave her a free rose. Like she was going to go home and then all of a sudden the security guard popped out and was like, here's a rose so you can stay. I think they'll do something like that for Brayden. Well, they'll make an exception to keep him on the beach, even if he's supposed to be getting sent home.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay.
That's
All
my
right.
guess.
All right.
Okay. Then we have Aaron B. Now, Aaron B, on the flip side of the beach being Brayden's paradise, like I go to Cabo 24/7. Listen, I know Aaron B is part of the San Diego crew and he's like BFFs with Aaron Clancy. And I know that they party, I believe.
Yeah.
But there's something about Aaron B that I just picture Aaron B only drinking red wine on the beach.
Yeah.
It being a very serious place for Aaron
agree.
B.
I don't like this for him. He's older, right, too?
I think so. I don't know. I have to look. Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just a little bit like, this guy to me, Aaron gets his heart broken on the beach 100%.
Oh, really?
Yes. He's going to come in. He's going to find someone quick.
He's the love bug.
He's the love bug. He's going to jump in way too quick. He's not going to create options for himself.
He's not going to explore other relationships.
No, and then he's going to get burned. I mean,
yikes.
I can almost guarantee you.
I can
almost guarantee it.
I can literally picture him at the bar drinking a nice red, a nice Pinot, looking sad, talking to Wells. Like just being devastated
1,000%.
when
like week 3 he's
when
gonna
the
get
woman
ditched.
that he's in love with is on a date with somebody else.
1,000%. He's gonna get pulled along. There's gonna be so many edits of him talking and being like, yeah, we're really, I'm really feeling serious about this. And then it cuts over to them talking, and she's like, you know what, I really like you a lot. And then it cuts over to her talking, and she's like, I don't know, we'll see. Like that's going to be the thing. And then there's going to be some guy who's like kind of more wild who comes down and steals her away. And then I feel like I can see it.
I fear for Aaron B on the beach. Now I am looking forward to, there being some potential drama, obviously, because there was drama with him and Brayden. So of course they're going to have them attempt to go head to head in some way. Yeah. But again, from everything that I've seen on IG is I think that everyone's like, they've made peace, it seems like.
And I'm sure they get along now that it's like even playing field and now everyone's fighting over one person. I bet a lot of people become a lot more friendly that way.
Sure, but I would imagine producers are going to put them in a situation where they're competing a lot, interested in the same woman potentially. But so I think that'll be good to see Aaron there, but I fear for Aaron because I do believe Aaron is a love bug. And I also believe that he really, really was in love with Charity. And this came so quick after filming that I feel like he might be the individual on the beach who's still very much like, I still have a lot of feelings for Charity. And so he might be feeling very sad.
Yeah.
A lot of red wine.
A lot of red wine.
I'm predicting a lot of red wine.
Nothing grosser than red wine on the beach.
In 100-degree, 88% humidity.
Just wine,
a nice
dude.
blend.
Dude, red wine kind of blows. I'll be honest with you.
Oh my God, that's a hot take.
Yeah, we had red wine the other night, and it was like, I was drinking it. I was just kind of like, dude, I don't drink this stuff. And like, I'm a white wine king. Dude.
He is a white wine king. Yeah. He loves a Pinot Gris.
Dude, it's refreshing. It's a good Pinot Grigio, honestly. It's like, dude, red wine's kind of for the birds. Like, let's be real. Like, it like dries your mouth out.
It really
it's heavy. It's like, you're just kind of drinking it. You're kind of like, okay, this is a lot. I feel like I need to go to bed now. No one ever said like, let's drink some red wine and go out.
That's true.
It's very mellow. It's sleepy. I don't get the red wine thing. Just a side note for the red wine lovers. Also, no offense, but as a white wine drinker, I do feel like white wine's kind of like levels above in like a cool way. Like red wine feels like
literally every
if you're a beer drinker and you're like, I like IPAs, it's kind of like, okay, we get it. You're trying
literally
hard.
Every single sommelier out there is cringing when you're like, white wine is superior to red. Like red is so much more complex in its notes and flavors. But you know me, I never drink red. I only ever drink white wine. I love a Chardonnay. If you drink
red wine because you are an actual connoisseur, great. If you drink red wine just because you like it, you're wrong. It's kind of like, Miller Lite is a superior drinking experience. If you're drinking IPAs, it's because you're compensating for something. Same with red wine. If you drink red wine, you're compensating for something. If you drink white wine, you're dope. It's just like facts, dude. Look, get over it. All right, next.
Next we have Peter. Okay, this is the Peter, everyone, who during
FP.
the Men Tell All, everyone was like, fuck Peter, and there was all the drama with Peter. So he is indeed on the beach, which might be why they all have such a huge problem with him. Maybe something happens.
Yeah.
Maybe something happens that made it more of a thing, and that's why they can't stand him. I'm very interested if all the drama started before Paradise and if he's going to show up with them all hating him already and he's like villain to them the second he walks on the sand.
I definitely think that something happened on the show, the Bachelorette. But I think whatever happens on the beach definitely made it 10 times worse.
Okay.
That's the vibe I get. I get the vibe that like they were all like, that guy sucked, and it became an inside joke with the FP thing.
Yeah.
But I do think that whatever happens on the beach made it 20 times worse.
I mean, because Aaron S was unhinged.
Because how they acted on the Men Tell All was so aggressive that I was like, okay, like everyone was so pissed
unhinged.
and screaming at him. I'm saying that people are so aggressively like anti him,
which we've barely seen him at all. So it, like for the audience is so
we don't know
confusing.
anything about him. We just know that everybody hates
everything
him.
about him has been like, yeah, he's just, I don't know. He just seems like, now this is what my hopes and dreams are. My hopes and dreams are that these guys were just being absolute jerks.
Just like frat boy vibes.
Yeah. And just were like, being so rude to him for no reason. And that like he shows up on the beach and literally is doing nothing and is just being like chill and lovely. And so that the whole world is still like looking at everyone being like, what is your guys' problem with him? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you know what it kind of reminds me of is like, what I'm picturing is the energy from, you know, in The Office, how Michael Scott hates Toby and how like a lot of everybody hates Toby, and Toby's just like this really nice,
it's just your face,
mellow
basically.
guy. He actually kind of looks like Toby, if like Toby had like a gorgeous son.
If Toby was a model.
You know what I mean? Like if Toby had like a gorgeous son, you know what I mean? There's kind of a Toby vibe. So I'm just
like you can't put a finger on it, but everybody just goes, get away from me.
Yeah, like how Michael Scott just hates Toby so much, and you're like, he's so nice and so mellow. Like, why do you hate this guy so much? And that's like the vibe that I'm thinking that we might see on the beach. Like, he won't do anything, and yet everyone is like, I can't stand that guy, and the audience is like, what is wrong with all of you?
Maybe he just is one of those guys, because I'm generally trying to think, why do guys hate other guys? Like, what's generally the thing? It's usually bro code. If bro code is broken with these type of people, that's usually such a big thing. So what I'm guessing might happen is that he's the type of guy that like tries to implant bad vibes about the other guys to girls. So like, you'd be like, you know, Braden is a nice
Which
guy.
is like very anti the frat bro code.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The bro
fraternity
code
of it
thing.
all.
And I can see that's when the bros get pissed, is when you kind of break the code. So it's like, I could see him being like, yeah, he's a nice guy, totally. But like, do you really want a husband that would do that? I mean, I'm just saying.
Got
you know
it.
what I mean? And then
and me as the viewer, I'm like, thank you, Peter, for letting us know that about such and such.
But he could be the guy that just like talks shit
the
behind everyone's
bros are
back
mad.
to the girls. So then they have to come back and go, wait, did you do that? And he goes, no, well, Peter said you did. And now maybe he does that a couple times. And that's all it takes these days to get you
those
out
bros.
of the bro
The
house.
bros are pissed. Yeah. You're out of the San Diego crew.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see with Peter. And I mean, my guess is that he doesn't stay long.
Yeah.
Because I just have a feeling if they already can't stand him, that all these guys will be talking so much smack on him that none of the girls are going to be interested. That's my guess. I always keep forgetting too that he is Pilot Peter. He's Pilot Pete
Another
2.0.
pilot. Yeah.
I'm like, we got to bring Pilot Pete down and have a showdown. Like, who is the better pilot? I want to know.
Fly planes like the Blue Angels.
Yeah, who's the better pilot? I have a date idea. Bring Pilot Pete on and have
it's a hot date. Take you on a plane.
Pilot Pete versus Pilot Pete.
Get the blood moving.
We need to know.
I love it.
Okay, next we have Jess. Jess from Zach's season.
Sweet Jess,
who loves the glitter, who had her power moment during Zach's season at the very end. I feel like maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like I recall numerous Bachelor Nation men talking about interest in Jess after the show.
Yeah.
So I do believe that Jess will probably do well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit like, everything on the show was perfect about her.
Yeah.
She always seemed like she shouldn't be on the show. This is a little too much for her. She's so sweet and kind. This show's too brutal, blah, blah, blah. And now she's back in. And I'm a little bit like, okay, you know, like, are we getting like...
Oh, you think we're going to see a different side of Jess?
I don't know. I'm just a little bit like, you know, when certain people just don't feel like they should be on the show because it just feels like, oh, why are you here? This is a lot. This is for people who want like tension and wild. Like, it's like, so the fact that she's back,
but I think the only reason,
like, wait a second.
But I think the only reason that it ended where it did with Zach is because of the way that Zach handled everything when she came to him and was like, here are the things I'm struggling with. And then Zach had that bizarre reaction. So
she just hits me as someone who wouldn't come back on this version, especially.
Interesting. Okay.
So maybe she's super sweet, but maybe she's got a little more dog in her than you know.
We'll see.
Then I don't know. Part of me feels like that, but I do see she's got wifey vibes. So I do feel like she'll have a good chunk of guys who are fighting for her.
I believe that Jess is going to get locked down immediately, in the sense that, like, I think she'll right away connect with the person and then that'll be her person.
Now, I could see, just a side note, I could see Aaron falling in love with Jess. And
Aaron B or Aaron S?
Aaron B.
Okay.
And then Jess being all in, and then some, you know, knight in shining armor comes down, and then she starts to kind of look side look a little bit because she's young, and so she's still in that place where you're like, no, do I want to be committed? And then kind of leaving Aaron be in the dust.
Okay, that's a potential. That's a potential. Next we have Eliza. Okay, so Eliza, if you all remember from last season on Paradise, Eliza was part of the triangle that was Rodney and Justin, and she ended things with Rodney, and that was when Rodney was sobbing and the whole beach was turned upside down. Yep. Everyone was dry heaving, crying with Rodney leaving. And then Eliza went to go see Justin in hopes to win Justin back. And Justin said no. Yeah. So I'm surprised Eliza's back because last year that was rough. That was so much drama last year. I felt like she had to deal with a lot last year. I'm surprised that she's back, which makes me think that because she was willing to come back, my guess is that there's someone in particular that she wants to meet on the beach. Okay. I think that's maybe the only way that producers could convince her to come back after last year is like, hey, who are you interested in such and such? Okay, such and such is going to be there. Yeah. Now, we did see a clip of, I believe it was Aaron B with Eliza having a lovey moment, so maybe it's Aaron B. But see, I see Eliza and Jess in a similar vibe. They're both like sweet as cherry pie. Yeah. Stunning. Yeah. But Eliza did what I think Jess is capable of, which is like, you never see it coming. They can be silent heartbreakers. Got it. Well, I think that, like I said, the only reason that Eliza would be down to come back is because she has her eye on someone. Okay. Maybe it's Aaron B. And maybe that's the clip that we saw and they're, going to work it out. Yeah. Or maybe Aaron B is absolutely in love with Eliza and Eliza's like, I'm here for somebody else. And that was just a random date. Happen to Aaron. Yeah, oh, God, that makes me sad. But I have a feeling Eliza's going to find love this season. Okay. Because I think that I think the way that they could get her back after last season is a specific person that maybe that she was hoping to see on the beach. Then we have Kat Izzo. Like your guess is that she is going to be the Brayden heartbreaker. I just feel like you can't. There's just like when I just watch her, I go, oh my God, I could just. The amount of men falling in love with her probably in her daily life is probably a lot, and a lot of guys think she likes them, and she doesn't. Okay. I don't know what. It's hard to describe whenever I see that kind of person, but there's just certain people that are like that. Yeah, where like every guy likes you, you don't like any of them. They all think you like them. Do you think that Kat is going to be a villain on this season? Because she definitely had like some villainous vibes on Zach's season. I think she's a villain in the way of what I described. Okay. A lot of guys will like her, then feel betrayed by her. And so then they'll be pissed. Got it. That's the villain energy. And then she'll, and I think the reason why she'll become a villain to some of the girls is because some of the girls' guys will like Kat. Oh, okay. And then Kat will be like, what? You know what I mean? But Kat kind of knows it too, so she kind of doesn't play away from it. It's kind of like a thing. I think the potential of the villain role for her extended into this season might be to see how she handles when another girl is interested in maybe a guy who likes her that she might not be interested in. Oh. Like how she interacts with that woman. She wants, That's what I'm curious about. Of course. But I definitely, like I said, we saw her with the Brayden moment with them making out, and she seemed to be vibing on him. But I feel like we also saw her making out with someone else. I think that might be a thing. Okay, next we have Sam Jeffries. Now, Sam... The pooper? It's the constipation. Right, the constipation. That was like the clip they ran with. Which, the level of rage I would feel if that's my storyline, I'm like... But you gotta remember, you can't bring it up. You gotta go down with the poop. Yeah, but if you're living in hell and you're having to to pull aside a producer and be like, here's the thing. I haven't been able to shit for days and I need to go to the doctor for them to give me an enema or something because I can't do this. I am so uncomfortable. And the producer will be like, totally got you, understood. Grab the camera. We're not going to tell anybody. Okay, bring the doctor in. Someone can you repeat what you just said real quick to the camera? Just a microphone. Like, that's how it was. 100%. You know that she probably, I mean, maybe she's just like God bless and is confident enough to be like, hey, everybody, I haven't shit in a week and I really have to go. She feels random to me.
So part of me feel like they did research and knew they saw on her story that she was constipated a lot. So they're like, this is going to be a good little just like
You
nugget.
think she shares about it on her?
Maybe,
on her?
and so or maybe in the past season she had a constipation issue again. So they were like, you know what, this is a fun little, no pun intended, nugget
Ew.
for the show. Like, let's have a little constipation moment here, and then because everyone else feels like so. Yes, this all makes sense, and then she is a little random, and so I go.
Peter though. That's random. He was a night one, I believe.
No, but Peter had an arc recently where he
Now,
they knew everybody hated him, and it was like it was on the last season, and so there was like
Now here's something I will say about Sam. So Sam, I believe, was gone night one with Clayton. She was like the woman.
Clayton was a while ago.
Yeah, she was the woman in the bathtub.
Yeah,
I think it was Clayton season. Woman in the bathtub with her entrance. But this is what I'll say about Sam. I believe Sam is San Diego crew and like hangs out with like Batch Nation.
Okay.
So maybe they brought Sam in. First of all, sometimes they'll bring in, the night oneers that you're like, oh my God, these people would have been amazing, but the lead didn't connect with them or whatever, or it just didn't end up working out. But I bet that Sam, there's probably some San Diego connection where there's maybe drama that's happened off camera. You know that they've been doing that recently in these seasons where it's like there's drama that's brought in from stuff we haven't seen that happened in San Diego or happened in New York or Chicago or whatever. She's part of the San Diego crew, I believe.
Yes.
So maybe her coming in, they know that someone liked someone and there's going to be,
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going to go with the poop.
But I'll just tell you what, if I was Sam and this ended up being my main storyline, I'm like, I'm going to sue your ass. Your ass literally, because I was a night oneer and now you're having
sue
me
the shit out of you. And she's like, please do. Please.
For the love of God, please.
Get it out of me.
I feel like you have me gone night one. It's like when you have to understand these night oneers, they've bought all the dresses and all the clothes to be there for like 2 months. So getting let go night one is devastating because you've like quit your job and like got all this stuff. She's got night one and now you're like, oh my God, I've made it to the beach. And now you have my storyline and all the previews as me not being able to shit. I'd sue. Okay, next we have another, I believe, night oneer, Olivia Lewis. Mm-hmm. Now, do you remember Olivia from Cast Bios?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so Olivia was on Zach's season, and when we had Pace Case and Bachelor Clues doing the Cast Bios with us, when Olivia's photo came up, I believe all four of us predicted her in the top 3.
Right.
We're like, that woman... That is wife.
Right.
She is absolutely stunning. Like, she is speaking to me with her eyes. She is glowing. She is beaming.
Just like, okay, yeah.
Her bio was like fantastic.
Yeah.
Everything was like, this woman is gonna make it far. And Zach, how dare you? Night one, I believe, is left. Yeah. So now we get Olivia, and we get to know Olivia because we didn't really even see like any interview. So.
I think she'll do well.
I mean,
she's stunning.
I would imagine.
I think it'll just be interesting personality-wise. We don't really know her personality, so we'll have to see.
Well, we've seen little clips of her in a couple previews, and I feel like we've seen a good amount of her in like ITMs and previews. Yeah. So I think that she'll probably be on the beach maybe the entire time. Also, in the ITMs, she seems super fucking funny.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have an ITM queen with Olivia.
Okay. All right.
So I'm excited to get to know Olivia. Next, we have Sean. And, well, you know how we think. I mean, Sean...
Another shoo-in, like another Braden, where it's like, obviously he has to be on Bachelor in Paradise. The guy's a character.
But of course.
You know what I mean? He's a character. He's, the son of a billionaire. He's riddled with insecurities about his dad and his business and the whole thing. He's classic, like, this is what girls like. You know what I mean? Like, I just bought a Rolex. Girls like me now kind of vibe. And, like, he's just got, and then he has one win and he walks in like he's the man, like he's just got that energy that's just, it's built for this show.
If his entrance, everyone else walks down the stairs, this man is going to have to come in on a yacht. Like, they're going to bring him in on a yacht, and then he's going to have someone have to, like, dinghy him in.
Yes.
He'll probably fall off the boat. It's going to be a whole shtick.
The best thing he could do.
He'll be in a suit or
Yes.
something, some sort of snazzy outfit, like walking onto the sand, not in trunks.
He should just own it. Be like, dude, I just got off my dad's yacht. Woo, champagne. And just own it. That's his best move.
Now, what I'm also picturing is him getting off of the yacht entrance and going straight to the bar and asking Wells to make him a dirty martini.
Yeah.
And he's only going to drink martinis.
No vermouth. Like just some sort
and then
of...
Wells is going to mess it up, and he's like going to be like, let me just get behind the bar. There's going to be a lot of demanding going on.
Can I get a gimlet? He's like, what? You know what I mean?
He's gonna be by the pool and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna need another martini. And they're like, you have to go and ask, like, you got to go up to the bar. And he's like, what? Like,
right. He just
listen.
looks at the cameras, goes, gimlet.
Or
Double.
Or during the first night there, when they're having to stay in those bunks and there's no AC and
Yeah.
you're all crammed together, he's gonna sneak off and be like, listen, I slipped someone some money. I'm getting my own suite in the
Yes.
hotel that's behind us. So
My dad always says, life is not going to give you what you want. You have to go after it.
So I just slipped the guy a couple $100. I'm going to the suite. If anyone wants to meet me later, like, listen.
I got my
this
own
is gonna
jacuzzi. You don't have
be-
to share it with anybody.
I don't have to do the awkward walk in.
I rented another suite. We made a little escape room out of it. I've been doing it alone, but I'm willing to allow other people in.
That's going to be the
Yeah.
Sean role.
He's built for this. I love him for this show.
I also definitely, I'm convinced, you can't convince me otherwise, that he is going to be the quote unquote main villain
Yeah.
of this show.
Oh,
1000%. Everything about his energy and everything about the dynamic that happened on the Men Tell All, and the way that the men were interacting with him and the way Jesse Palmer was interacting with him. There was drama. There had to have been.
Yeah.
Something went down. Lots of arguments. I believe 1000%. Also, I'm going to call this now. I think that Sean is going to see Jess first, start to, within the first hour, try to pursue Jess. And then 30 minutes later, Rachel Recchia is going to come and get on the sand. And I believe Sean will then immediately beeline for Rachel Recchia, because Sean is like, I want to be with Bachelor royalty. I want the story with Rachel Recchia.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I love that.
I'm convinced of that.
I love that.
That's my story of what I have going on.
Go for the golden child.
100%. Okay, sorry, I had to turn the air on quick. Next, we have Blake Moynes. Blake is back. Blake is looking gorgeous. I gotta tell you, okay? The man, the beard, love a beard.
Yeah.
But I am a huge fan of the trim.
Yes.
This is like glow up vibes.
Dude.
Like, he's always been a very handsome man, but he is looking absolutely stunning.
He hit the jets on the superhero look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what he did, but
I'm
it's
telling you, the shave down of the beard. Now he's got this shadow going,
the
and it's
tan is banging.
full superhero.
It's like if you put a filter on him, just hot guy. And also it's he went from good looking to whoosh superhero vibes.
He's looking
Congratulations.
gorgeous. Now listen, a lot of people are like, oh my God, Blake is always coming back on the show, right?
Right.
It's
what round is this
Claire,
at some point?
and then Tayshia, and then Katie, obviously. And sometimes people are like, he's back again. I always say the more Blake, the better.
Why not?
I love Blake so much.
He seems like such a great guy. I mean, I have no issue when really great fun people always come back on the show.
I am all about it. Me either. Whenever people are like, oh, they're coming back, I'm like, yeah, I love them. Great. Bring
Love
them
it.
back. Now, Blake, I believe...
And then he's kind of a celeb too, so he comes on the show and he's kind of a legend of the franchise. So there's
100%. I think Blake will do well on the
I
show.
think so as well. Absolutely.
I think Blake will do very well. Blake also has a great calm energy. So I think he might end up being sometimes, I would imagine Blake's going to be a little bit of the mediator on the sand.
Okay.
I could see him being the one who is between when the fights are breaking out.
Bit of a been there, done that guy.
Right, with the Peters and the Aaron S's
Yeah.
and the Seans being a little bit hey guys, let's
Yep.
just keep it keep it calm. Now, Blake has never been on the beach before, though, so this is going to be a first time for him.
Okay.
What I'm very excited about personally is that we all know that Blake is the animal king.
Yes.
He's the conservation king.
He'll be saving crabs and lobsters. And
I'm very excited to be getting education constantly with the different wildlife that's around the beach. Him always, grabbing a different type of spider in the ITMs, letting us know. I'm all about that.
I love that.
I'm all about that, and I think Blake is going to do well. Next, we have Mercedes. Mercedes was also from Zach's season.
She was
and
sweet.
Gorgeous.
Just super sweet. And, yeah.
Never any drama. No. There wasn't really. I mean, she was always just wonderful.
Yeah, I could see her being someone that like locks up pretty quickly with someone, and they just ride off into the sunset.
You think so?
Yeah, no drama, but she's beautiful. She'll lock in with someone. I don't see her. I don't know. That's my initial gut instinct.
Yeah.
Lock in, move on. You know what I mean?
I will predict that Mercedes will be someone who walks away with a ring.
Right. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling the same way.
Like out the gate, meet someone.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if it's any of these men. I'm not feeling any of these men.
Oh, right, like a walk down person.
I think it'll be someone who comes later. I'm not feeling any of these men for Mercedes.
Me neither.
Maybe Mercedes and Blake.
Maybe, actually.
Maybe Mercedes and Blake. But I think she walks away with a ring.
I like that.
I think so.
She seems very just like cool, mature, laid back. She'll find someone.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have Rachel Recchia, a bachelorette.
It's an interesting move.
I know. I'm surprised.
This is not going to go well for her. Here's why.
You don't think so?
No, because she was the star of the show. Like, she was the bachelorette with Gabby. I absolutely see Rachel falling in love with someone and then like drama hitting the fan and the guy like going with someone else and then it's like a whole drama. Like,
really?
Unfortunately, that's what I see.
I would be really nervous coming back on the show as the bachelorette, but I will tell you what, I have no idea how Rachel handles this situation, but I will tell you, if I was a bachelorette, a former bachelorette coming on the sand, I would live in my truest diva existence. I would live in my full diva era, and I'd be like, guess what, producers? Obviously, I know you want me desperately.
Yeah.
So guess what you all are going to be doing? I get to do whatever I want. I'm signing contracts. I get anything I want at all times. Like, I get the dates I want. I'm doing whatever I want.
Yes.
I'm going to have a rider beforehand anywhere I go. There's whatever I need ready. I would be like, I'm taking full advantage of the fact that I had to deal with the hell that was being the lead on this show. Now I'm going on the sand. You better treat me right.
Yes.
1,000%.
100%. I mean, I agree. If
you're going back on, you got to make sure that you're protected.
I like her. I just feel like certain people are built for this type of competition where you're like love and feelings are next to competition. I don't feel like she's like that person. Okay. I think she needs to be one-on-one with someone and be their kind of like focus.
Okay. I felt like her season with The Bachelorette, with the way that everything ended with Tino, it was so devastating and so intense. I am shocked, truly, that she is going back on camera into this environment.
I just can almost guarantee she's going to be the centerpiece of tears. A lot of tears.
I hope not.
Me neither, but I just feel it.
I hope that Rachel finds her person, if that's what she wants, which I'm imagining if she's back on the sand.
I wish her nothing but the best, but I just am feeling nervous.
Oh, no. Hopefully Rachel is
happy,
in love, and found her person. But yeah, I'm nervous too. I'm nervous too. Okay, then we have Kylie Russell. Yeah. Now, Kylie was also on Zach's season, and if you remember, a lot of the airtime that we saw with Kylie was there was a drama that went down with her and Anastasia, who Anastasia was like the brand manager who was telling everybody like they're gonna at least get like $50K after being on this show on
she was
Instagram.
Trying to get time with Zach.
And yes, Kylie was trying to have a moment with Zach, and Anastasia interrupted, and Kylie like so graciously was like, can you give me like 5 more minutes? And was like, I feel really awkward asking for more, and Anastasia wouldn't budge.
Right.
And then was talking to all the other girls and being like, I was like afraid and da-da-da. And it was just such absolute raging bullshit. And then Kylie handled everything so well. I loved Kylie's energy.
Yeah, she was great.
If you recall her on the Bad Bitch Energy dates, or on the Bad Bitch Energy date, she was so fun.
Yeah.
I believe she's a cheerleader or was a cheerleader. She's got great energy. I think Kylie is going to crush on this season.
I love that.
I think she is going to become a fan favorite. I think Kylie's going to get her the spotlight that she deserves on this season. Because she had a great personality, a big personality. She's stunning, all of these things, and we didn't really get to know her on Zach's season. And unfortunately, like I said, a lot of the storyline was about all the shit that she had to deal with Anastasia. This is Kylie's moment.
Okay.
This is Kylie's moment.
I love this. Yeah, I think she'll have great energy. She doesn't. Yeah, I think she'll kill it with them. I think that she'll have a lot of crushes. Like, guys will have crushes on her. I see her being cool and fun and light, and it'll be Crush City with her.
Yeah, I think that she's going to have a lot of boys chasing after her.
Agreed.
I think Kylie's going to be a hot commodity on the beach.
There'll definitely be some like handstands and cartwheels, you know, because she's a cheerleader. It's kind of like the beach move. You know what I mean? Like, you do the back handsprings and stuff.
Yes. I think I have high hopes for Kylie, and I feel like we're going to get some more great ITMs from Kylie. I don't know. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be good. Next, we have Aaron S.
Yeah. Oof. Just so much anger. You know what I mean? Just so much, like, his whole arc was just like, be a man, be tough. And then in the next slide with him being like, that guy hurt my feelings and I don't like that guy, and I'm getting a vibe from him that he's rude, and like, so he's got a lot of pent up emotions, kind of like insecure vibes. And so we'll see. I could see him flying off the handle once he's had a couple gin and tonics on the beach. Like, heat mixed with booze mixed with love, he's gonna freak on some people.
Braden's BFF, Aaron Hess, if there is one person on this sand who is going to have a fight with every single guy, it's going to be Aaron S.
100%.
Like, Aaron S. is going to have drama with every single guy on this beach. I know it. He's going to have his like crew of like 2-3 guys. Everyone else, he's the guy that when a new guy comes down, he's going to be like, let's check him out and, give him like the full up down. Give them the 411.
Yeah.
Let them know what they're entering into.
There's always one of these in every season. A guy who's not focused on finding love or any of the girls. He's more focused on the guys.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the guys, and then we'll just wind up like getting let go because he never found anybody. Not because he couldn't find anybody, because he wasn't
his best focused friend,
on that. And that's a classic move. His friend will be focused on getting with the girl. He'll kind of get with someone who's kind of friends with his friend's girl, but then like actually never develop anything, and then it'll be over. And
I think Aaron S. is going to be the one who is passing on all the drama, like where if he hears anything, he'll be passing it. He's going to be like the tattletale around the community. Yeah. He's going to be passing, he's starting a lot of the drama. It's going to be a lot of like cornering the guys about them being there for the wrong reasons. Yeah. And he did make, I believe it was him who made a reference to Yosef's daughter in an ITM, and I don't know if the producers fed that to him during charity season, but if they didn't, the man is a viewer of the show, which means that he'll know the different men and women who are coming down. Yes. So he'll have his finger to the pulse of like, you did this on your season, and this person's like this. It's gonna be a hot mess with Aaron, and I think that he'll probably make it to almost the very end just due to friendship saves. Yeah. And then he will not walk away with someone. That's my guess.
Yes, agreed.
That's my guess.
He's way too focused on all the other guys and like how, the inner workings of the drama, and he's not going to be focused on his own relationships.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Will. Okay, Will is from Michelle's season, and we got to know Will a lot. Another person who we got to know a lot, unfortunately, because of a lot of drama, and that drama involved Pizza Peter.
Yes.
If you all recall, Pizza Peter last year on the beach and the disaster. He caught the beach on fire in all the worst ways, and everyone couldn't stand him. Now, Will on his season on Michelle's season was the one who called Peter immediately a narcissist, and everyone was like, why are you coming for Peter this way? And then they got into it. Yeah. Well, turns out we all got to know Pizza Peter seems like Will was right the entire time.
For sure.
So now Will is going to have his opportunity to shine on the sand, and we'll actually get to know Will because with the whole Pizza Peter drama, we really didn't get to know much
He
of
was
Will.
just Pizza Peter's like nemesis or whatever.
That's
you know?
all. That's
don't
what we
really
knew
know
him
anything
as.
about him.
So now we're gonna get to know him on the beach. Will he have a new arch enemy? Perhaps.
Maybe Will and Aaron will go at it.
Oh, I like
They're both
that.
kind of, they get annoyed with other people.
I like that. I could see that being explosive.
I love
that. Okay.
Will's new Pizza Pete.
I like
Pizza
that.
Aaron.
Pizza Aaron.
Yeah.
I like that.
One can only hope.
One can
Because
only
we
hope.
need a good throwdown. We need like an almost physical altercation where like the security people are having to like break them up. We love one of those.
That might be Aaron and Will. You might be right. Or Will is just like super kickback and chill.
And Pizza Pete was
and
just
Pizza
his
Peter
kryptonite.
was just kind of the worst.
Yeah,
So it just
yeah.
aggravated that. We shall see. Well, we'll get to know Will more soon. Then next we have Brooklyn
I love
from
Brooklyn.
We love
Loved
Brooklyn.
her. She was amazing. Sweet, kind, awesome, but also spoke her mind, was not afraid to back down, or wouldn't back down. Real deal. Huge fan.
Love Brooklyn. My guess is I don't know if I see Brooklyn walking away with anyone at the end of this, but I do believe that Brooklyn will be the girl's girl on this season.
Yeah, I can see
Brooklyn's
that.
going to be the queen who is making sure that all the girls are okay 24/7,
Agreed.
checking in when one of the girls is crying, making sure that they're okay. Also calling the dudes out when they're being shitty.
Yeah.
I think she will be like the protector and defender of the beach.
I
All
love
that
that.
is good on the beach.
I love that. I love that.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of hers. I think she's just awesome.
Now, her and Kat had some serious drama
Yeah.
on Zach's season, but we saw them on After the Final Rose sitting together, and they seemed like they were friends.
Maybe.
So unless the producers were trying to like pull one over on us and they have
Yeah.
serious drama on the beach, but it looks like they're okay now.
Yeah, who knows? You know, after the show, I'm sure a lot of that settles down, and they every once in a while have like a dinner with the old cast or something, and then everyone
I'm
kind
just
of gets
curious
along.
if they had a showdown on the beach, if we're going to see that, or if it's all good once they get to the sand.
I don't know. I don't know. But I love Brooklyn. She's
we
rad.
love Brooklyn. I'm a huge fan of Brooklyn. Okay, and last we have Kitty Cat
Kitty
from
Cat, Kate.
Zach's first when he had to meet Balin and Kitty
Yeah.
Cat and everyone on stage at the After the Final Rose.
She's got that. I love that. She just kind of has that little unhinged vibe.
100%.
And we love that. Just like a little bit like, what is she thinking? And is she going to do something wild? Energy that we love.
I think I predicted in the cast bios with Kat that she was going to be the biggest crier of the season, and we didn't see that on Zach's season. I'm going to now predict that for Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
I
She has a smile through the pain
Yeah,
vibe.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like this, it's a perma smile. And so like rain or shine, it's like the smile's there, but you're like, what's really going on? And that's what I
Yes.
love about her is like she creates a little bit of like she could fly off at any moment energy.
Yes, she seems super sweet, but I just, there is definitely that there. And I also think that she is going to be the crier on the beach. I'm actually surprised that she's one of the first on the sand. There's something about her energy that I would imagine producers would pull like a McKenna situation where they hold off and don't let her arrive until like the last day.
I could see them playing games.
I feel like they're going to play games with
Yeah,
Kat. That's why I'm
agreed.
surprised that she's even on the beach first. I
Yeah.
feel like they're going to try to mess with her, and I'm worried for her in that way. But she also feels like she, on Zach's season, was like such a good sport
Yeah.
and could like let things bounce off of her, you know.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, she might just have more of like her energy's a little unhinged, but she's actually not unhinged.
That might be what it is.
But we hope she isn't unhinged for the show's sake.
That's
No
what we
offense.
hope. That's what we
love you.
hope. So that's the cast
Yeah.
of the official people who will be on the beach first episode. Who do you think is going to be on the sand first? As Game of
First?
Roses says, first sand. Who will touch the sand first?
First will be.
Oh my gosh. And then we have Greer.
Oh, yeah.
We missed Greer. Okay, so sorry. Last individual that we have is Greer. Obviously, we know Greer from Zach's season 2. There was the drama with her wanting the tea date. So obviously, they're going to have a whole tea scenario situation with her.
Yeah.
They'll probably have a date kind of set up for her and then take it away. There'll be that drama.
I think she'll have some guys competing for her.
Okay, interesting.
I think she has that energy. I think that she'll have a couple guys who really like her, and I think there's a little bit of Cat Izzo vibe there. where like certain people know the power they have. So I see her having drama where she's not actually doing anything dramatic, but there's drama because she's kind of 2 or 3 guys and she's working through 3 of them and they're all pissed and where are we really? And she's kind of, that's the vibe I get with her.
I think that Greer is going to be... I think Greer is going to be Meltdown City.
Okay.
I think Greer is going to be one of the ones who falls in love with 2 people and is really stuck and doesn't know who to choose.
Got it.
I think she's going to be that person on the beach.
She's going to be really stuck.
I think she's going to be like proper stuck, and there's going to be a full triangle with her, and it's going to that'll be a big story.
Okay.
I just get that energy from her. I think that she'll get in deep.
Yeah.
And with 2 individuals and then be stuck.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be meltdowns.
All right. Interesting.
That's what I think.
Interesting.
Okay, so first on the beach though, who do you think?
Peter.
You think Peter's gonna get first on the beach?
Yeah, I think they're gonna just soft easy. I don't think they're gonna go heavy first.
Really?
Do they normally go heavy
Typically,
first?
the first on the beach is like a big.
Oh, okay. Ignore that. I forgot that.
Part.
Okay, then
A big roll.
If it's big, they're gonna go. I'm gonna say Braden.
I was gonna say either Braden or Jess.
Okay. Yeah. I like Braden first.
Okay.
You like Jess.
I said Braden or Jess. It
okay.
depends. I don't know if they're going to have a woman or a man on first,
Okay.
but I'm going to guess Braden or Jess. And of course, my initial feeling, you're like, oh, you get the Rachel out there first, you get the Blake out there first, but I think they're going to want to stun the contestants and be
They're
like,
gonna
we've
wanna
got
go,
a
"No
legend.
way."
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
some legends coming
Yes.
down.
Braden's
Yeah.
a shoe, and everybody knows he's going to be there. He's going to set the tone. He's going to come down and give, Jesse like a big hug and like, "What's up, boys?" Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
and
going to
he's
get
going
down
to be
there.
literally running around the beach like a
Exactly.
wild man, like, no way. He's going to be
Exactly.
so hyped. Every single pool, he's just like, another pool?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's
The
party.
beach? No way. Just
Yeah.
like diving into shots immediately, just like doing
Exactly.
like snow angels in the sand, just
Yeah.
absolutely losing
Maybe
his mind.
Braden and Aaron together. Like maybe they come down together like the boys are from San Diego, just how they did with Aaron and who was this?
Aaron and James.
Aaron and James.
Maybe.
So
I was
maybe-
going to say, actually, okay, this is my prediction. Braden comes first, then Jess, and then Aaron B. So then the
Okay.
3 of them are like
Little tense.
awkwardly there, and there's a little bit of tension.
That. I like that.
That's my guess.
Okay. I love that.
That's my guess.
I'm excited for this.
I can't wait. Okay, and as far as couples go on this lineup, I'm going to tell you what. I know I didn't mention a lot of I see this person with this person, and I'll tell you why. I looked over this cast over and over and over again. I'm confused as to the potential love matches here. I don't feel like I'm seeing any. I don't know what it is. Again, the Kat and Braden situation. Obviously, we saw Aaron B. and Eliza in a commercial. But I just don't feel like these women are going to vibe with the rest of the men. I think these stellar women are going to be waiting for some different men to come down. That's the vibe I'm getting.
I think there'll be a lot of great shockers.
I think that these women, we've got some ladies lined up here. And sorry, but like the Shawns, the Aaron S's, the Peters.
It's not an all-star lineup for the guys.
I'm like, we got Blake. Right? We got Aaron B. We got Braden. I feel like those are the guys that some of the women are going to be like, hello, and I think they'll get swooped up real fast. But I think some of the ladies are going to be waiting for some more gentlemen to come down.
Okay.
That's what my guess is.
I don't see a lot of matches. I think it'll all happen on the back end. I think there'll be crushes. I think some of these guys will have big crushes on these girls.
Oh, I think the guys are going to be stoked.
But I don't think the girls are going to really be vibing. Be like, yeah, Sean's here. You know what I mean?
I don't know who's going to be vibing with Sean. I don't know Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think they'll be fighting for the ladies. I think the ladies, it's going to be slim pickings.
I feel like what we're going to see is a full overturn of the cast where most of these or at least half of these men are going to be gone like 2 episodes in, and the ladies will be the same, but like a whole new set of men
they're
will be in
like
there.
swap them out.
That's my guess.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
I agree.
But that starts again September 28th, and cannot wait.
Yes.
Tune in next week.
Oh, yeah.
As we do the cast bio breakdown, like our thorough cast bio breakdown of the women who are going to be on the Golden
Bachelor cast bio breakdown.
Proper cast
So
bio
excited.
breakdown. I cannot wait. Also, stay tuned next week because we'll be talking about the new scheduling of the show with all these new episodes coming out
pumped.
because of reality TV.
So October is going to be bumping.
Yeah, end of September into October.
Yeah, end of September, bumping. A couple weeks out from just mayhem.
Absolutely.
We're excited.
Evan is needing to absolutely rush to work.
I have to go to work.
Because he is very late. So
Yes.
we will do call homes. Forgive us, pardon us, family. We love you. We send you all of our love. We will do a call home next
Yes.
week. But I must send him away to go work. Maybe I'll go do an escape room alone.
You know what, babe? Please
That's all
send me the
I'm
video.
saying.
I've already gotten over it through this episode. I've already moved on. I love you for this, and nothing you could do could give me Nick.
Thank you so much.
Love
And
you.
that's how you wrap it up.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
All right, family. We love you. See
Love
y'all
you all.
next Wednesday. Bye.